All right. Welcome to the Nerd and Geek Section podcast. Look, we're both here.
Finally.
I know. Um my name is Maze. I'm shook right now cuz we're both here. Uh
About
my
time.
my name's Maze. Above me is my buddy,
George, aka Doc.
and we're here to bring you I don't want to say it's a special episode. It's definitely going to help if you watch us on Twitch or YouTube. But we got some stuff that we want to show you. We also hopefully if we have time, cuz we're kind of on a time restraint depending on if we're going to do this in one episode or two. But we also got a topic that we want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But how's your past week gone?
It's definitely 2020. So I feel like last week was just like every other week before that. Times was just blended together.
Yeah, I feel you
the
on
last couple
that.
of months have just been like one really long month.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my notes up. Shows how prepared I am.
no,
There we go.
no,
Uh,
but all negative stuff aside, it could always be worse. We're in a blessed position. So
yeah, yeah. We're 10 feet above ground, so
exactly.
we should be saying it's good.
Yeah, we should. We're grateful. I'm definitely grateful.
Yeah.
Definitely grateful.
Um. There's a couple news articles I want to bring up real quick before
Let's do
we
it.
get into our stuff. Um. This one came out either yesterday or a couple days ago. I can't remember, and I'm pretty sure we talked about it or we didn't talk about it. I can't remember. The past couple days in Destiny have been kind of a blur. Um, but did you know Phil Spencer says that they don't have to, as in Microsoft and Xbox, they don't have to put future Bethesda games out on the PS5 or PS4 to not make their 7.5 was it billion dollars back from that acquisition. What do
That's
you think?
I mean, I think Xbox, of course, is genius, right? Like, I'm so glad that that we came out swinging this. I say we because I even though I was PlayStation originally, I kind of just became Xbox, became my home. But we came out swinging, so it's good
Yeah.
news for us. My only concern is right that now it leads to, from a gamer perspective, I certain games like those I just been coming out with all and on consoles for like years, maybe like the Skyrims and stuff like that. Maybe those should stay multi-platform. I just because
Hmm.
now you're creating, and I get it, it's business, right? Trying to get people to go over to the Xbox, so that's the reason to buy it. But I hope some do go Xbox exclusive because then that would be the reason for the purchase, right? Like I want to be able to flex that's my game now. So
Right.
I would definitely agree with that. But I think the very popular ones, like maybe like Skyrim or what's the other one, or like Fallout, maybe those can stay multi-platform. But that's just my opinion. But if that's how they want to flex it, they own it.
I mean, you got to think. Originally, both Fallout and Skyrim were PC.
Mm-hmm.
So really, the majority base for those games are PC,
That's true. That's very true.
and also PC is the one that has the modding community as well. Now,
That
granted,
exactly.
granted, they did bring that to consoles eventually, but with in a way limits.
Oh
You
yeah, it's
know,
definitely not the same. Definitely not
no,
the same.
no. So I can see where Phil Spencer, could honestly say, yeah, we
Exactly.
can we can make a profit, just keeping the Xbox base and the PC base. I personally I think it should still go on PlayStation 5, even though I am that Xbox boy just like you. But I mean, I could see it happening,
Yeah,
but I think they should at least keep those two core games or whatever games have already been on the PlayStation.
agreed.
Um, but like the future game, like is it is it called Star Realm? I can't.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know which. I'm not something I'm looking forward to, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It's one of the Bethesda IPs that they're working on.
yeah. Now I think if they wanted to, they can make that exclusive.
Agreed. Hmm.
Make that exclusive. But I mean, I feel like if you know coming on the Xbox side with like Destiny and having, that whole how many years did we go through for PlayStation exclusives?
The whole
That
time, it's a whole D1 basically. I mean,
yeah,
we got the Hawk Moon like what, like 3 years after everybody else did.
it was what I think a week before Destiny 2 came out. And that's if you got it out of the exotic engram that they gave you.
So yeah, I mean, I get the business perspective from all that stuff. I usually do, but it's I don't know. But maybe I think Xbox is kind of right, because now that you mentioned that point of PC, maybe they can sacrifice some of those PS5 sales, for those games, because like you said, it's going to be PC, and they're gonna kill it on PC and Xbox together with their bundle. And
Yeah.
if they can cross play that, I mean, Xbox can really take off on its own thing. I mean, they already got the cloud thing going, like,
Yeah.
so PS5, literally what PS5 has going for them right now is those awesome IPs like, Spider-Man and well, I would say Metal Gear, but they messed that up a long time ago. But some of those IPs that are there, that's kind of what keeps them in the competition. Like, I know for sure, I have a PS4, so I'm looking forward to that Horizon game, because that was a really cool game. Like, that would be so awesome to have on Xbox. So that's why they're killing it. But with this
Yeah.
Game Pass, and basically you play whatever game you want when you want. I mean, I don't know. Xbox came out swinging. I don't know what PS5 is gonna come out with, but they came out swinging. And
I
I
mean, you could
simple box, everything. They killed
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell they're definitely coming out swinging when they bought Bethesda.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a clear sign. I mean, if you're into role playing games, they just
that's
bought it.
they bought it. I
They
mean,
bought
and
it.
when they bought Minecraft, it was kind of a big deal in a way. I mean, that was like two billion or something like that. I mean,
Hmm.
this
I mean,
was triple that for Bethesda. Whew.
it used to be if you wanted to play Japanese role playing games, it was really Final Fantasy. There were maybe a couple gems here and there, but it was really Final Fantasy. But the last Final Fantasy didn't really do all that great.
Not at all.
And it seems like they're going to keep the trend going with this next one. So everyone is just also kind of worried about that one as well.
Mm.
So I it's gonna be interesting. I don't know.
I mean, the remake was cool, but even that got a little backlash with the story changing a little bit from the original, which I didn't have a problem with. I'm still close to beating it. I thought it was cool, because if you're just gonna do a straight remake, I mean, we kind of knew that they were gonna milk this, because if they're gonna enhance the graphics and add more to it, they're just gonna make this like Final Fantasy VII. You know how before PlayStation used to have like 3 discs for some of these games? That's the way they're
Yes.
doing these now. Instead of discs, it's gonna be like downloads. Every year you get a
Yes.
new download. I feel like that's the way, because it's a huge game and it looks gorgeous. But I can definitely see where some people, like, even for me, the turn base is something I really enjoyed, and it still takes time to get used to, like, the more half turn base, half like Devil May Cry.
Right.
So it's definitely takes some getting used to. So they killed it with that. They killed it
Yeah.
with that, and Resident Evil. So it's like the remakes are keeping PS5 looking good as of late.
Yeah, but also, Resident Evil is also on Xbox and
Hmm.
PC now as well.
True.
So they've kind of lost that one.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, Final Fantasy 7 seems to, well, the new one, seems to be doing very well, but with Final Fantasy 16 almost looks like it's around the corner. Meaning probably 2021 for that one. Um It looks like I don't know. Uh, that would be the only reason why I'd really buy a PS5. That and Spider Man.
To be honest,
And
Spider-Man and God of War are the only two reasons I would. And I don't know if a $500 system is worth for two games. To be honest, like I couldn't justify that, unless I
yeah,
was like making money off that somehow. No, I can't
yeah.
justify.
It's like in my head. I wouldn't mind buying a PS5, but I don't know. I think I might buy a PS4 before and get Spider Man.
I love that game. I genuinely could tell you I had so much fun with that game. It's that one, and I really want to try that Ghost. Is it Ghost of Tsushima or something like that?
Yes,
It's been
yes,
getting like really good critical acclaim and looks gorgeous. I'm gonna wait till maybe like they put a discount on it because it's already out. I don't need to be the first to play it, but
yeah,
supposedly they're similar to what's that CD Project Red, right? With like good customer, even though they're kind of under some heat for overworking their employees a little bit, but
yeah,
they're good with their customer base,
yeah.
especially when you work used to Activision and EA, Blizzard, all that good stuff. So
Yeah. Um. Have you seen the new Monster Hunter trailer?
yes, I don't place judgment just because I never play. I've heard of people playing the game. I know when I deployed, it was very popular on the PSP. Monster
Uh
Hunter
huh.
on the PSP was very popular for many people there, but I just wasn't my type of game. So I don't know. I think it's like sadly most game to movie adaptations are 9 out of 10 terrible. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
I
get
could
my hopes
count the
up
good ones on one hand.
or three fingers or something. like
Yeah.
it's
I mean, in my opinion, the original Mortal Kombat
yes, for
was
sure.
was really good.
Yes,
Detective Pikachu, and I
that
don't
was
even
good.
know if you can kind of count that as a video game adaptation or not.
No,
I,
no, because I feel like they made the video game in cahoots with the movie. The little
right.
Detective Pikachu or Eevee, whatever game. I didn't play those, but I feel like I don't feel like that was a true adaptation. Like it was more like a let's do it together and
Yeah.
help sell both. So
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with you. But to just throw it in there, those two. And
Yeah.
I love the Super Mario Brothers, even though it's like the most one of the
Oh, we're gonna talk about that later.
so
I
those are my
promise
three.
you.
Those are my three.
See, mine. I would add Silent Hill.
Never seen that one, but I know the game was creepy. That's for sure.
Oh,
Yeah, my
the
dad. I used to
game
watch
was
my dad play it.
creepy. The movie kind of it stayed faithful to kind of the original Silent Hill, but it
Okay.
also took liberties.
Okay.
It was a mix of Silent Hill 1 or 2, or 1 and 2, and it took liberties. It kind of wanted to appease the fans as well. So like they threw Pyramid Head in, who's only in Silent Hill 2,
Gotcha. I've seen that
and
creepy looking thing before.
yeah,
Hmm.
and but it shouldn't have. Pyramid Head represents that main character in Silent Hill 2,
Gotcha.
but it doesn't necessarily represent the character in the movie. So, like I said, it kind of it takes liberties, but I appreciated it for what it was. So,
Yeah, I never
um,
seen that one. I would have to definitely check that one out. I don't really do horror, so that's
yeah, it's a good horror. Let me tell you, the last couple minutes of that movie is nasty.
to check it out. Yeah, I never even knew that was out to be honest. But yeah, those are my that's my third. That would be the Super Mario Brothers.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Um so all right, I mean that's really all I have one other news piece, but it kind of goes with what I kind of want to talk about later, so I'll bring it up then.
Let's do it.
But all right, let's move into or segue into what are your favorite pops?
Oh man, let's do it.
And I you got it harder than me. I just collect what I like. I think you collect what you like and you like everything.
Well, I collect what I like, but I get full sets, not just like for example, like Star Wars, the Clone War era. I like getting the full Clone War era set because I like all
Right.
of them. Where I know you like your specific character, and that's who you get. Which that's
Yeah.
the smart way to collect these. That's
Well,
the
well,
adult way.
there's at least one collection I've been collecting,
Yeah.
and and I've been sticking with that, and yeah, that one's been rough. So
There's times where you're like, oh, I really want that one, but do I want to spend that right now? Or
yeah,
sometimes they like release them at the worst time. As some of them that are really terribly or terribly announced, you're just like, oh man. And if it's someone I really like, I like getting two so I can open one. Right now, I can't do that with all of them. I'd go broke. But it's like everyone that I have open, I have a double of. I have to because those are my favorites.
yeah.
So it's kind of hard to say I'm gonna pick my top five just overall, even though it's hard. But I definitely have to say my Jiraiya one. That's a recent one with Naruto. And he's like Jiraiya on top of the Toad.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Pervy Sage on top of the Toad. That's one
See,
of
now
it.
I know that character as
Oh,
Pervy
it's
Sage. I
Pervy
can't
Sage, yeah.
remember him as his real name.
Good old
I
Jiraiya,
mean,
man. No,
I
but
mean,
Pervy Sage.
it's been a long time since I've seen Naruto. So,
Nah, I love that. I love Naruto. So yeah, Pervy Sage one. That's one of the newer ones, but that's a really, really awesome looking one. Um, Grand Admiral Thrawn, which is kind of behind me with the light blue face and red eyes. He's kind of in the center right there. He's probably my second one, just because I love him as a character in the pop. I think just looks really cool.
mhm.
Um, there's so many. The new Darth Revan one looks really awesome. Deadpool as what's his name, the painter, Bob Ross.
Oh yeah,
That's the pop that got me into pops right there. So that's always going to be like my number one. I didn't start off with that one, but that's definitely my number one. Uh, I saw that one and I'm like, I love these things from there on out. Um,
I actually got. No, let me rephrase that. Brooklyn got Evan for his birthday. Two Deadpools. One was I think the 80th anniversary one,
mhm.
and then is it 80? 80? Yeah. That doesn't. Why doesn't that sound right? But it
Well,
does sound right.
they did have like 180. It was like I don't know if it was 80 or 60th Marvel anniversary. It was something like that, but I know what you're talking about. It had like the border was a little bit darker color.
Yeah,
I know what you're
yeah.
talking about.
Brooklyn got him that and Zombie Deadpool, I think. So,
I have so many. I might have one. I could show you that says the 80th. I know. Yeah, you're actually right. Look right here. The Spider-Man, the 80 years Marvel.
yep,
That's yep.
yeah, it's that one, but Deadpool.
Deadpool. Yep. I have my
Yeah.
Deadpool somewhere in behind a gajillion boxes back there.
Yeah, I noticed when we were getting everything set up and you went somewhere. I'm like, Brooklyn, look, he's got even more on the floor.
I have no room for some. Yeah, I'm trying to. It's getting bad. I mean, I've slowed down a lot the last couple months. As with everything going on, I've definitely slowed down. Very, very specific. Like especially sticking more to Naruto and Star Wars because I love
Yeah,
Marvel, but I like my very specific. Those I'm very specific. What I don't really get all the full sets for those.
right.
I'm not like a fanatic of Marvel. Like I just like certain characters. But yeah, I want to say those four that I named, and then the Ahsoka ones from Star Wars. That one and the Captain Rex together is probably my top five. But if I go by category, if I go by like the different things I have, there's just so many. And there's sometimes I'm like, oh, I forgot I had that one because I have like Naruto, Toy Story, My Hero Academia, God
Yeah,
of War, WWE, Dragon Ball Z. I have so many different, I just if I like it, I get it.
right, right.
And then of
Well,
course I have my DC set for sure.
I pulled my favorites right beside me. I got the section over here.
Oh, nice.
I have a table, and I just kind of so this one is probably my all time favorite because you helped me get this thing.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get it. I
good old
love this
Vegito. That's a good one.
Super Saiyan God. What? Oh, how did they label this? It's so stupid because it's like Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegito,
Yeah, I
something
did.
like that. I
I
mean,
wouldn't know, but
it's just Super Saiyan God Vegito. You don't need to add all the extra stuff. I mean, we know what's going on here. It's not Goku and Vegeta. They're fused. You could tell because of the clothes, and then he's got blue hair. Come on, it's a simple. I don't know. I don't understand.
Super Saiyan Mega Deluxe Super Edition. God, like, like, bro.
um,
Oh man.
my next one you actually sent me. It's that
Oh,
Ghost Rider Venom.
I love that one, and the blue one even more.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this one is just awesome, hands down.
No, that's a good
Um,
one.
yeah. Sorry for anyone who's listening to the podcast. You just got to come over to YouTube or Twitch to view these.
Yeah, no, that Ghost Rider one's definitely. I remember when that first came out, it was as soon as it would go to stock on Walmart, out, stock out. It was so bad, and I got really lucky. I went in person to one of the Walmarts here that I usually don't go to.
Uh huh.
It was just on the way back from, I forgot where it was at, and I just swung by to see it. It was there. I was like, oh, so I was there to get my first one, and then like a year later, they had some weird like random restock, and I was able to get two more. That's when I got us both one. I got one extra because I wanted to open one. Then I got get you the other one.
Yeah, and I appreciate it
Of
highly.
course, man.
Now, this one I just got, so that means one of my older ones got pushed over there. Because I know we tried to do this like 3, 4, 5 months ago, but
Oh
life hit
man.
us both hard, so my top five changed.
I'm literally, if I pull my boxes now, I'll pull a different five than the five that I probably named earlier, to be honest with you. So like it's if they're all those behind me are if they're open, they're favorites because that means I bought two of them at least. So
Right, right. So this one I had to get at Hot Topic, I think. But
oh, that one's
my
yeah.
Nightwing
I'm still
this
waiting on
way.
mine to get here, but yeah, that's a nice one.
I didn't realize that there were ones before, but I'm lucky I got this one. I think I like I like this design the best out of all the other ones that you could possibly get, but I would like the red version of this.
No, that's a really good looking one. And if you look
Yeah.
at some of the newer pops and some of the older pops, the simplicity of the older pops is a lot more. Some people actually prefer that. I
Yeah.
kind of like the detailed, because I feel like it gets just to the point where it's kind of an action figure, but not.
Right.
So
Right.
I like the more detailed ones.
Then this one is the start, well, not the start of the collection that I like, but
Oh yeah, for sure.
my this one, there are two versions of it. They made a Disney Parks version, which glows in the dark, Madame Leota, and then there's a regular one. And gosh darn it, I have both.
Yeah, you do because you said I think you sent me one.
Yeah, I
Yep, I
bought I
have.
bought a total of four of the regular one.
You have the full. Yeah, you have the full set of those, right? For Haunted Mansion, at least all the ones
Hmm.
released so far.
Yeah, so far I'm waiting on the paintings.
Mm.
They made painting ones, and of course they're both in chase form. So I'm probably gonna end up having to pay, for the chase ones.
See that
Uh,
that's I like the chase, but those it can get annoying because some people just know the tricks and to the trade to get those, which I don't.
and then this one,
That's awesome.
this is probably hands down my favorite right now. Hands down, I love the Haunted Mansion. Um, this is the Haunted Mansion and the Butler. You can get the maid. I have the maid upstairs. I haven't brought it down yet because I'm trying to figure out how in the heck I'm going to display these things.
Yeah,
I'm probably going to take down all my Love Live characters behind me and the posters and put all my Haunted Mansion stuff up behind me.
yeah, no, it's it takes room. I'm like constantly dusting it, because I have allergies, so I have to be. There's
Hmm.
so many. General Grievous is an awesome looking pop. I'm just looking at some right behind me. Captain Rex is one of my favorites. The Mando one, the metallic helmet Mando,
Uh
looks
huh.
awesome. Um, there's just so many. Like from the Jim Lee DC pops, I love that set. All the Jim Lee ones. some look cooler than others, but like the what's it called? The Joker looks awesome. The Aquaman looks is probably the best of that whole set, art
Um,
wise at least.
are you talking about the Death of the Family Joker?
No, that one's a good one too. But it's the all the Jim Lee. I love that one. I love that one. I have that one actually up there open too.
I love it too.
I have that
It's
one and the Batman Who Laughs. I have both those pops.
oh,
If I can find that one for you, I'm gonna let you know, man, because I know you like that one. It's a cool looking one too.
and then I kind of went over 8 or 5.
Who cares?
Um, but I got this set.
Those are cool, man. When you told me you had those are cool. Those are
um,
cool.
here's Dot. Dot is cute. The first one I brought up was Wacko for those listening on, just listening and not watching this. And then
This is
grab,
Animaniacs, right?
yep.
Yeah,
And then Yakko.
yeah, it's a cool set to have.
Yeah, someone had them on. Was it? I think Amazon. They had just come out. I mean, I could have bought them somewhere individually, but they had them all on Amazon for, I think it was the total price was like $28, and I snatched those up just like right away.
And those are cool ones. I know I just got the Funko exclusive. I think it's from the shop. Uh, Johnny Bravo and Dexter. Dexter from Dexter's
Oh,
Laboratory.
yep.
Actually, you can see Johnny Bravo right there on my shelf, right next to Spider Man.
Oh yeah.
The blowing, and then below that, I just noticed there's Dark Magician from Yu-Gi-Oh. That's a really cool look. There's just so many cool looking pops, man.
It's
And they're
it
small. They're small to collect. They're not a huge price. Like they're not like hurting my pocket in a bad way. I'm not collecting them, expecting them to turn around and be a gajillion dollars. Like I genuinely like displaying them. Um,
yeah.
I do take care of them. I buy the cases for them to keep them all in good form. And there's some I know, like some of my Captain Rex one and like my General Grievous, those have gone up in value and things like that. But I don't really keep track like that. I my list on Funko from the ones I actually registered to the ones I actually have is like nowhere near close. I'm terrible at keeping up with that.
Yeah. Um but yeah, I mean they're like you said, they're fun to collect and they do everything. I mean, they do everything. I mean, I got I got on Amazon a couple of them marked. I've been wanting to get the Gremlins ones. I want Gizmo and Stripe. Um, but I keep looking at them just like
But
Xbox is coming out.
but bro, it's like you said, they have legit. I mean, they have movies. They have like I have the I Love Lucy pops. I got that full set for my wife because she loves I Love Lucy. I mean, if there's a niche, if you there's something you like, they most likely have it or are working on it. It seems like
Yeah,
I mean Harry Potter, Pokemon. I think the whole Pokemon thing. We should definitely do an episode on how some of these crazy businesses like coming out with the same pop with one flock, one shiny, one regular, one 10.
that's
Yeah, that's a whole
oh
nother
my
episode.
gosh.
That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that kind of really takes from the collecting to me, but I always try to I get it, it is what
Yeah.
it is.
See, I would love to collect the Pokemon ones. I think they're one of the cooler pop uh collections that you can collect. But it's like yeah, it's like that one would be one where I want to collect the whole set
Exactly.
and I'm already behind and it would just
Because I have, I at least with the originals, I said I'm gonna be selective. I want the original three, right?
mhm.
Mewtwo, Eevee. So I'm gonna be very selective. Growlithe. There's some like that I didn't get, but I have the regular little Charizard. I have the flock version of that Charizard or Charmander, excuse me. So the regular Charmander, the flock version of Charmander, the 10-inch version of the Charmander, and now with Pikachu, they already started doing the mad face Pikachu, the throwing up the peace sign Pikachu. You're gonna have
Yeah.
surfing Pikachu, balloon Pikachu. I mean, they can just keep on and on and on. So I get it. That's part of the game. But if you come out with one of each, great. But when you're coming out with three different versions of each, now you're buying the same pop 50 times for each
Yeah.
version. I mean, how many Pokemon are out there now? Like 600 something? Bro,
Yeah.
there's no way.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother episode. But
Yeah.
there's just so
Yeah.
many. That's what I like about pops. It just includes like I can get a gift for anybody. I just like I know they like something, I can get
Yeah.
them a pop. You know, like I have one of my friends. I got him he's a huge Biggie fan, so I got him one of the Biggie pops for his birthday. He loved it. He thought it was so cool. You know, things like music artists, Prince. You know,
Yeah.
you name it. I even have a Chase Bob pop. Cousin got Frankie got it for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Frankie got it for me. One of the few chases. I have a few chases, about like 12, maybe 11, 10 of them.
Oh shoot, I forgot. I also have that other Joker from the Batman
Yeah,
movie.
that chase Joker. That was dope. That
I
was a good find. That was a
I
good find.
couldn't believe it. It was just I went to a Walmart, what's called Newark. It's not, how can I put it? It's a nice Walmart. The Walmart that another Walmart that's like 10 miles away from it is just like, bing 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 bing, bing,
Yeah,
Um but this one this
I
one is
love it.
kind of nice. It should be bing bing bing, but it's for some reason it's not. It's a very very nice Walmart. And I was getting, a controller for my Switch, and I just turned around, looked at the pops, and there it was, both of
Yeah,
them.
no, that was a good find. And I've gotten lucky like that too. I happened to show up, and I remember one time I went to Hot Topic, and she's like, "Oh, if you want if you're here for the chase, it's in the back." I'm like, I came here just to look at. I have the three, the buy. You spend $30, get half off thing.
Yeah,
I always have a crap ton of those. I'm buying pops all the time, so I was like, I'm just here to, I wait to get full sets to when I get those coupons because there's a
right,
lot of regular ones that are easier to find. I kind of just the exclusives is the ones that I kind of more pay out of pocket as soon as they come out.
right.
So I'm trying to be. I'm really good with a lot of the discounts and coupons and stuff like that. But yeah, I went in there and it was I think what's his name, Eric Young, ACDC or something like that.
Yeah.
Or I have a chase for him. I don't know who he is, but I grabbed it. It was a chase. I'm like, maybe one day I'll know somebody that really wants this pop and I could trade. I don't really plan on selling it, right? But
Yeah,
yeah,
ACDC.
I had no clue who he even is, to be honest with you. But it's a chase, so I just said, let's take it.
Yeah. No, they have some decent music,
Yeah.
I have to admit.
I do have a Naruto chase, which is probably one of my favorites of all. When he's older Naruto,
Yeah.
that's a bad. That's a cool one. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Um, well, is there anything else you want to talk about pop wise?
No, I think we definitely can come up with some different conversations. I would definitely take a lot of time about pops between the collecting and the amazing virtual releases and the
All right.
75 versions of the same pop.
Okay, speaking of 75 versions and not like 75 virgins or stuff like that, this will segue great into our next topic. But I notice you have the 10-inch uh the child
Yes.
behind you.
And
I
every
got
single the child that's come out, I have already.
oh my
Every
gosh.
single one.
See, I got mine over here, and I got my little version, the original version of it over here as well. And don't you think they went a little bit overboard in how many they made
I called it though.
already?
I called it. I told you. Remember
I
when me and you talked a
Yeah,
while back? I was like, they're gonna come out with Yoda eating a frog, holding the bowl. I called like even the him. They're gonna have a movie scene one where he's touching the button after and that whole funnies because people are gonna love it, and you're gonna have people like me. I already told my wife like when season 2 comes out, that's when the Baby Yoda collecting stops. Like I'm not because
yeah.
I have him holding a ball, him with the pendant, him with the frog, the big one, him like using the force, him with this frown. Like it's just too
It,
many.
there is tons of them. I about walked out from that same exact Walmart actually. They had Mondo, and he was carrying the child. It
That's a
was the
cool one.
10-inch one,
That's a cool one.
and I have it in my hand, in my cart, and I'm just like, I don't want to pay $40 for this.
No,
I,
it's not
I
worth that.
I'm like,
I got one. Normally I would get two if I'm gonna open it, but I only got one.
And I'm just thinking I don't need all of these, and
Mm-mm.
I ended up putting it back.
No.
I mean, I'm trying to tell myself don't regret not having that one, but I kind of do. But I'm also like, I got the original. The only other one I would really like to get is the one where he has the frog in his mouth.
It is a cute
I
one. I'm
really
not
would
gonna
like to
lie.
get that. But I think the only way I'll get that is if I try to find it out in the wild.
Actually, I don't know if you saw this one. Let me grab it real quick. This
Okay.
one
He's walking to the back.
is actually another one that I really liked. It was when them together.
Yes, I do like that one.
That one is awesome. Like this one, I thought was really cute. They did a good job with that one.
I do like that one. But like you said, if they come out with him pressing the button, I'm I'm it's instantly bought.
Yeah, everybody, and that's to me like the Marvel, like the Loki, when Hulk is smashing Loki movie moment.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite pops ever. Right? That's gonna be similar to that one. It's just a classic moment that if you ever seen the movie, everybody knows about it.
Yeah. Um so which, this kind of segues, do you think The Mandalorian would be as good or have this much hype if the child wasn't in it? I mean, we just talked about how many different versions of a
Yeah,
pop this
no,
thing is. How many does Mondo have?
no, you're right. I would say so. I would argue that would have the show still been good? Yes, but it would have depended, right? Because the storyline would have been different. Like, would it have been protecting something else, or would it have been about not protecting something and maybe getting payback? You never know. So it could have been a
Right.
different whole storyline. Now, as far as hype, of course, Baby Yoda definitely helped because I think the show was solid on its own, but what the Baby Yoda character did, or the child, for those that are gonna get upset for saying Baby Yoda, that's just what we call it. I know what the true name is,
Yeah.
the child,
Yeah.
but for the hype wise, it's just one of those characters like Pikachu, like it just bleeds over to mainstream culture, right? Like popular culture. That's really what it did, and they capitalized on it for money. Now, I think that definitely helped get a lot more eyes on it because I know people that are never shared anything about Star Wars in their life, and all of a sudden are talking about the Mandalorian. So I know that it definitely helped. But I think the show was solid, and the way they used the child was good. It was always like subtle enough to like make you kind of like him, but it still focused more on Mando. So I think it still would have been successful. I definitely do because I think they did a good job with it. I'm not saying it was the best show ever made by no
Hmm.
means, but compared to some of the stuff we've been getting, I think it's progress. They're trying out that whole new way of
Right.
recording. I think they did a fantastic job with that series. There was
Right.
maybe one episode that I could have done without from that whole season,
Which
and
one?
that's um
I know
when
it's
they
been a while.
I think it's to me is the one where they assassinate the when he helps that kid and the kids are kind of betraying him and assassinates
Oh,
the assassin.
yeah.
Like that whole episode to me, I get what they were going for. Like I don't think it was a bad episode. I just think it was one of those that I could have definitely done without.
I agree. I agree with that one. That one, it was slow. I think that it needed better pacing.
Yeah, it was something
It needed
about it.
something else, or yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I
I'm
won't
with
say
you
it's
on that one.
filler because I'd be disrespectful because it wasn't bad enough to be a filler, but it felt more like it's just an episode to keep it going or something. Like it just didn't. Yeah, I don't know, but every other fantastic job with that series, and I'm one of those. I'm a proponent of the only three good that do Game of Thrones it or it. So many good out there that as soon as they too much, The Office. As soon as they try to do too much, they kill it. Or for some people with the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie of, for example, this 4-show series that's coming out. I love it to the point is going to be long enough for us to really fall in love with it, and that's it. I'd
Yeah.
rather it be good and you leave me wanting more than giving me more, and I'm like, oh, this sucks.
No, I agree 100% on that.
Yeah.
I agree.
So bottom line, I do think that so that way I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I do think Mando would have been successful. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I agree 100% with you. Um I think the audience might be a little bit different. I think you would have a little bit more Star Wars fans.
Mm-hmm.
I I hate to say it kind of like that way, but I definitely think when the decision to bring in the child you definitely brought in a different crowd as well,
Hmm.
added on to it because, the the only time we've ever really seen this race has been like twice. You got Yoda and you got Yaddle
Hmm.
from the original trilogy.
Yep.
Well, not original trilogy, the 1 through 3.
Yeah.
Um
The originals, but sequels. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, Lucas, for
Forever
just
ruining Star Wars order.
yes. Uh I'll never understand why he started on 4, and if he had 1, 2, and 3, I don't know. I don't know. And that's a whole nother topic too,
Oh yeah,
because
for sure.
he wants to do 7, 8, and 9, and technically 7, 8, and 9 are already done, but everybody was, mad about 8 because they killed Luke off, but now it's come out that Lucas was planning on killing off Luke in his number 8 anyways. So, uh
Yeah, Star Wars
but
is a whole. I hate I what makes honestly I love Star Wars, but what makes me hate it or not like it sometimes is the fans. Like because
yes.
is 7, 8, and 9 great? No, by no means. But I get over it. Like I'm grown. Like they're not enticing me. They want kids. They want a new generation. Like I'm aware of that. I just
Yeah.
have to whatever they come out with, I like it or not, and move on or find something else, bro. Go back
See
to Star Trek. I don't know.
that's what I don't understand with all these Star Wars fans. Did I enjoy 7, 8, 9? Yeah.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. Do I think they could have been better? Probably.
you could pick them apart, but you can do that with anything. Like if you
Right.
with the intention of picking it apart, you're gonna find all kinds of things. Even with the last one, was it rushed? Yes. Did it jump a lot? Yes. Did I enjoy it? Yes. Like I genuinely enjoyed it. Like I
Yeah.
had a good time.
Yeah. I mean, what people don't understand about 9 was that changed hands I don't know how many times. And what I can't remember the director's name.
It's not Abrams. Abrams was the eighth, number 8, right?
No, Abrams was 9.
He's 7
Ab-
and 9, then, right?
yeah, he's 7 and
Got
9.
it. Okay. He's the other guy. Yeah, yeah.
Because he didn't want to do it because you know, he got some backlash from 7, but he just kind of wanted, to just produce. But after, going through I don't know how many directors with who, just didn't want it, he had to take it over. So he
Well,
didn't
nine.
have too much to go with.
Whoever was gonna get 9 was gonna get a shit show regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that no matter what, it was gonna not work out very well for them because they're trying to clean up 8. Everybody's already bad at so no matter what they did in 9, they were gonna do something wrong. I think the way they went about it to me, they couldn't have done anything different because either
No.
way, people were gonna be mad. If they would have drawn it out longer, it would have been too many stuff left open. If they,
Yeah.
so either way, it would have been a lose. I think he went in there with the mindset, let me just get this movie over with, make it as good as possible, and I don't want to ever hear the word Star Wars ever again.
Well, and then on top of it, you lose Carrie Fisher,
Yeah,
you
oh
know,
man, that's a
way before that when she was supposed to be, the main thing about that movie, so they lose that too. And what, and they try to use as much previous shot footage as possible, to include in there, but it already that messed a lot of things up.
yeah,
And I wish true Star Wars fans would just kind of get over it and be like, okay, did this entertain me? Yes or no? Don't start critiquing it, especially when, like directors change, cast members pass away. I mean, that changes a lot of things.
yeah. And don't get me wrong, they are rightfully upset. Like it's okay. I understand where they come from. I don't disagree with them. And when they make their points, I'm like, I get it. I completely understand what I
Yeah.
get, and you're not wrong. My thing is lashing out at these actors, like people attacking the act, like yo, these are roles. Like they get paid to do this. Like
Yeah.
you can hate the character all you want, but that's not that whoever like that poor girl that played like Rose Tico, like
Marine was a Marine Marie Chan.
Was
or
her character
Tran.
that necessary? No, you're right. I agree with you. Her character could have done we could have done without. The little storyline could have been done without. But again, they did a casting, she got made the cut, and she read her lines. Like that's her job. So
Yeah,
that's what leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And I talked to Star Wars fan. I got I always get them mad. I don't like any of the movies but Rogue One. To be completely honest, even the new ones, I enjoyed them for what they were. But to tell you that I love any of them, honestly, no. Revenge of the Sith, the third one, is one of the more favorite ones, and then Rogue One to me is the best live action, if you want to call it that, or the more real actors or whatever. But I just love the animated series.
yeah.
Yeah,
Rogue One was very good.
and it introduced stuff that I wish they would do more with the Force, not just lightsabers all the time, like Imwe, like Chira Imwe,
Uh-huh.
like different ways of using it, and different like him, just different the cults, like the Knights of Ren. I thought they could have done so much more with the Knights of Ren. There's just so much, but I think people forget too that if you're a fan like me, like I read a lot of the audiobooks. So what I don't get from the movies, a lot of the stuff I kind of fill in with the books and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
or the comics, I kind of keep up, watch YouTube videos on the
yeah.
lore masters of Star Wars, just
Let alone the video game was great. I
yeah.
couldn't believe the story on that one. That was
Fallen Order,
yeah,
surprisingly, yes. Like, look what happens when EA is hands off. A lot of their games are there's new squadrons. I haven't played it yet, but it seems everybody's loving it. And
yeah,
guess what? EA was like hands off on it. You see what happens, EA, when you just let people do them? Your people actually like your games.
yeah. EA,
Sorry you didn't.
back off.
Sorry you didn't make 3 trillion like you would have wanted, but at least people are happy. Which worst company
Says a
of the
lot.
of the of the year, and like 2 years in a row.
Says a lot. I
Yeah,
mean,
Jedi
EA,
Fallen Order
back
was
up.
great. It was
Yeah.
great. It was an awesome game. Looking forward to a second.
Yes. And like I told you the other day, DLC is coming too, and I think it's free.
See, I love those business practices. Keep
Yeah.
the loot boxes out of there. Keep the microtransaction. Keep the microtransaction for live action games only. Everything else, leave it alone.
Yep. I agree 100%. Um so the one news article that I did have,
Mhm.
um there t- there might be a Mandalorian movie. Now,
Mm-mm.
to me, I don't see the point. A TV show and a season is a lot longer than a movie.
It's the money, because
I
they're gonna do it like a My Hero or like a Naruto, where it's you have the season going, but you basically have one really long episode, which is the movie. That's what I always say. It's like it's just an extra long episode. Like we really want to focus on this specific episode for an hour and a half. That's the movie.
okay.
Um,
I'll play devil's advocate for here.
okay,
If you're a Disney Plus subscriber
okay.
and they do make this movie, they don't bring it to Disney Plus. They release it as a
Mm,
movie.
like Mulan,
um,
where you still have
yeah,
to pay for it.
yeah.
uh,
And say it's better times. Movie theaters are fine. And they release it in a theater. How many people will actually go see it?
I think a lot of people would. I really
You
do.
do?
Just because remember now you have a lot of casual fans of this show. Not it's not going to be the hardcore. I think casual fans, and even if it doesn't do like amazingly box office great, I think that's going to still expose a lot of other people to that. They're going to look at it and be like, "Oh, there's actually a show with this. Oh, this is cool." And maybe so I think it could bring in new crowds, but to me it's a double-edged sword, because then what can also happen is people are like, "Well, I can watch the show. I'll just wait for it to get on Disney Plus." So
Exactly.
so it won't do well, and then it's not because the movie's bad. Like to me, like the Solo movie, I don't think it's bad. That's probably the second best out of all of them, honestly. But it's
Yeah.
gonna just get the bad rep from the previous,
Yeah.
because that's what ruined Solo was the Star Wars 8.
Yeah. Yeah, not to change the subject or anything, but I my son went and saw Solo, and he said he didn't care for it. So because of that, I
Gotcha.
decided I'm not going to go see it. But then I bought it when it came on Vudu.
Mhm.
I'm like, I should have saw this in a theater. This was good. I don't know what my son is talking about.
Solid 8 out of 10 for me. Solid, like not even having to really argue it. Like there's parts, of course, like every other Star Wars movie, but
Yeah.
I actually liked it. I really did.
Yeah. I didn't understand it. But yeah, back to Mandalorian. I don't know. I'm on that side where it's like it's on Disney Plus. We get, I'm paying, we went ahead and we paid like 3 years for to have Disney Plus.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Just we got my was it? My dad has a Disney Visa card, and because
Okay.
we had that, we got like a major discount if we got it for 3 years. I think we're on if we were, I think it was like $1 a month, literally,
Oh, that's a good
like
price.
for every month for like 3 years. That, but we had to pay it all up in front.
Gotcha.
So I mean, it was an incredible deal, and I remember my dad's was like, "Can we just cancel Disney Plus? I don't think anybody's watching it." I'm like, first off, we have it for 3 years.
Yeah, don't get rid of that, especially that
No,
deal you got. And second, just because you're not using it today doesn't mean you're not gonna use it next week.
well, I've been watching The Simpsons.
Same here, all
I've
the
been
time. That's what I
I
fall
am
asleep to.
on. I got to season 17 now today, and I've been watching this for like the past like 3 or 4 months or something like that, and I'm enjoying just going through it. Whenever I have like dinner by myself or whatever, I'll just sit at the table and just I have my iPad on and I watch an episode.
That's what I watch. That's what I've been watching to go to sleep lately. Is a couple episodes of Simpsons and fall asleep. That's my
Yeah,
go-to.
it's been fun, and I'm just like it's worth it just for the Simpsons, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, this I think if it just depends how they play it. Like if they want to come out with a movie to just maybe have like one really cool scene, I don't know, maybe with because I know a lot of people like the Ugna, right? I
Yeah.
forgot his name, Krill, I think it is, or whatever his name is, the I have spoken. Maybe they'll have like a movie where it has a cooler episode where you get more time with him because we kind of didn't get a lot of time with him.
Well, I
Um,
thought he was dead.
yeah, he is now. So but that's what I'm saying. Maybe it's a movie about something that happened right before that. Like I don't know. It would just depend. Is the movie going to be in between the seasons? Is there going to
Right.
be something that happened a little bit before? Can the movie be about way before the whole Mandalorian story? Maybe when he was younger. Like I don't know. They can take it a million
Yeah.
places, but I I think it just depends how if they just come out with the movie and then basically put it on Disney Plus. I don't think it's like a bad thing. It's like okay,
No.
it's just another thing to watch. But if you do movie theaters, I just be skeptical and see if people are actually gonna watch. I think it would though, because the show being good gives it like positive. Like maybe I should check it out because the show was good. I'm hoping the movie's good. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know because a lot of people are watching Mando that again don't even not once have I ever talked about Star. Even my brother watched Star Wars or
Yeah.
doesn't watch Star Wars. He just like I'm not into that stuff, but he actually watched Mando. So
Yeah. I mean, what's crazy is these episodes, these Star Wars shows and the Marvel ones,
mhm.
are getting, budgets that are movie, level. So it's like I keep trying to think what in the like what kind of budget would a movie have? It
That's
would
true.
have to be bigger than what they're getting per episode.
See, and I'm with you too. Like, because you think about it, a movie's is almost just like two episodes put together. If you want to be completely honest, because it was what 45 minute episode,
Yeah.
40 minutes. So if you think about it, unless you're trying to go for one of those typical 7-hour Star Wars movies, um, like I wasn't trying to do that. Like if it's a 2-3 hour movie, even then it's still like it's just like 2-3 episodes put together. So I don't know. The justification would have to be kind of they would have to like really tell us what it is that they plan on doing with this
Yeah.
before I judge
I
it. But I agree with you. It just almost seems like pointless in a way, unless again it's just the green and they're just trying to find another way to milk it.
Yeah. I mean, they
So
would have
I
to.
can see the Baby Yoda pictures all over the movie theater with. it's the Mandalorian, and you'll see the Mandalorian this big on the poster, and this big on the poster, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, I want to see it because he's cute," and the kids love him and have no clue what Star Wars is.
Yep.
So I get it business wise. I hate it, but I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you. It would have to be something special, I
Yeah,
think, in my opinion.
I would like it to be almost something that doesn't have nothing to do with the story going forward.
Yeah.
Maybe explaining something from the past or something that happened during that we're like, oh, so that's what happened between episode 7 or 9 or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I wanted to push it forward because then I don't want it to keep opening more doors for questions and people to pick apart the lore. And
Right.
how can that happen if technically in episode 7, you're like, oh my god, here we go, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, I bring up the point, what's the point of, it coming out with a movie? It's like, Falcon and Winter Soldier. I am so psyched on that because it's going to be longer than, 2 hour, 2.5 hour movie,
Exactly.
and then, it's going to be released 1 week at a time. So you get this, the suspense every week. Oh, what's, next week going to be? And, so it's like I love seeing these, big budget movies turn into TV shows on Disney Plus. I really love it,
Hmm.
you know. So it's like I'm almost sad when, one of these, one of them has to come out as a movie instead,
Yeah.
because now I feel like I need that extra, I don't know, story, action. I don't know. That beats me.
No, no, I,
So,
I I agree with you, man. It just seems again, unless they're gonna once they let us know what their intentions are behind it, then we'll give it a blessing and a yay or nay. That'd probably be another podcast there. Like, what are they thinking? Because
yeah.
even the Obi-Wan Kenobi at first, I was a little disappointed. I was like, I mean, because Obi-Wan's just like he is the epitome of like just the good guy, right? Like everyone loves Obi-Wan. Like
Yeah.
so like I was really hoping, but if in those 4 seasons they can do it right, then I'd rather it be that, right, or the 4 episodes than be
Yeah.
a whole season and just milking it, and making it drawn out.
Right.
But it just felt a little weird. Like I guess it's better than a movie because I think a movie would have done him justice. You can't do Kenobi in one movie.
No.
Because from Clone Wars, you learn a lot about him in his past. From the books like you read with him and Qui-Gon Jinn, you learn so much about him and how he was then and growing up as a Padawan and all that. And then more at the end and all the regrets he has on not being able to, help Anakin and stop that and all that. So he's gone. That poor dude's gone through all different phases. So they could do countless movies and shows on him, honestly.
Yeah.
On his beginning life alone. Like you can do an episode 7, 8, and 9 on Kenobi.
Yeah.
Beginning, middle, and how it all ended, like
Yep.
so,
Yep.
but if they can do it in 4 episodes, right, then I'm cool with that. And I'm kind of glad they use the same guy because he kind of made the Kenobi phase. Like everyone's always gonna think Kenobi when they see that. What is it? Something McGregor, I think his name is. Right?
Ewan
Something like that.
McGregor.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's like the Kenobi face. That's what we're always. Every you think Kenobi, you think that face now. So I'm glad they would have bring him back.
Yeah.
No diss to the original Oben, right? No diss to the
Yeah.
original Oben, but
Ewan McGregor loved playing that character. He's admitted to it as of late.
he's just one of the best characters. He's just a genuine awesome character.
Yeah.
Kenobi. You just cannot not like Kenobi.
Yeah.
He might not be your favorite, but you can't say I don't like Kenobi. And if you do, I can't get with you. But I also like Jar Jar, so I'm part of that forbidden. I'm not a real Star Wars fan because I like Jar Jar. So
Yeah, you also like Mario Brothers. So well,
uh,
I just like Ewan McGregor, period. I
Yeah.
watched Doctor Sleep the other day, and that was, oh my gosh, that was so good.
I never seen any of the other stuff. I just know him as good old Kenobi.
Yep. All right. Well, you got anything else you want to say about Star Wars, Mandalorian, The Child?
No, because we definitely got to have at least a little bit of time to hear your amazing take on my favorite movie for a video game adaptation.
Well, we got to do an episode on what I call it, unpopular opinions.
We should do a couple. We could do a couple of those.
So, we talked about it on Facebook. So, gonna bring all that in. I'm gonna bring up the subject one more time, and we're gonna talk about it.
I'm down.
We're
I'm
gonna
down.
talk about it.
We should set up a couple of those just to have them like set up.
Yeah, you do one on your Facebook. I'll do one on mine. Well,
See what
pull
people
some
say.
opinions and hopefully not start a fight.
Nah, I'm always gonna keep it something that's a little more light, just to avoid with everything going on right now. Definitely not in the mood for because I'm quick to cuss people out. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
rather just I'll just do unpopular opinions on stuff like was the one that I had the other day. I think steak is overrated. I don't like steak like that, and oh my goodness, But I love it because it's like a fun conversation. People are like,
Yeah,
"You're crazy," but it's in a fun way. It's not like some political or anything like that.
agreed. Agreed.
But they definitely have some fun conversation with that stuff. Definitely.
All right. Well, that will do it for this episode of the Nerd and Geek Section podcast. All our wonderful information that you can find us at is in the show notes. I always just put it in the show notes because I can never remember it live as of right now.
We
So
will get
it's
better
just,
with that. We will get better.
yeah. So right now I got everything included in the show notes. Any last words?
No, just I'm glad we're at it again. I know we're hopefully gonna try to at least do it more frequently now. I think if we set a good time every Sunday or whenever, right, that we can make it work.
Yeah.
With my busy schedule, I think we can make it work at least one a week. But we gotta get better. I genuinely enjoy doing these with you, so I want to stay on top of them.
Yeah. And I enjoy doing them with you because I think we bounce off.
Very well. If we would record our Xbox conversations, oh man, we would have some great content for days, for days, for days, for days.
Yeah. I know our past couple Destiny play sessions we've put up on here, but our language, I don't know if I
I've gotten
has been.
better. My first one wasn't great. I completely forgot I was on audio,
Oh
but
my! Oh yeah.
yeah.
I think I just need to take. You can highlight stuff on Twitch. I should just highlight your rage
Oh my,
for
it's
that. So
yeah. Between everything going on, like Destiny sometimes just like gets me even more past that point, and it's just like I should not be this mad, and then I'm mad at myself letting it get me.
yeah,
So it
yeah,
just stacks. It just stacks.
yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you for listening to the Nerd and Geek Section podcast. I'm Mace, got Doc, and we just really appreciate wherever you listen to us. I know we got listeners and we got even watchers on here as well because I get to see those stats. So keep it up, appreciate it, and we will see you guys hopefully next week. All right,
Later.
peace.
Peace.